Previously on that Cthulhu John.
Reels back, sinks its jagged teeth into you. You feel the pain from the bite, but you also feel a burning.
Ah! Holy shit, Walter.
You see a car turn its ignition on. It whips itself around. It looks like Ivan and Eugene have joined the fight. You see him pull a sawed-off shotgun out of his trench coat.
Yes.
You see a hole get shot right through this thing's stomach. You see that what was once a monster just looks like a normal dude on the ground with a hole through his stomach. Get them in the car. Get them in the trunk of the car.
I'll go with them. They might be my only chance for right now.
He pulls out the heart and light it up. Watch the heart burn.
Welcome to that Cthulhu John.
Hello, thanks for joining us for That Cthulhu John, episode 15. We are a real play Call of Cthulhu podcast. I am George, your keeper of arcane lore, and with me are my friends and investigators, Chad,
I'm alive.
Chuck,
Yeah, what's going on?
and Jenny.
Hi.
All right, guys, when we last left off, Walter, you were at the Russians' apartment up in the northeast there. They showed you some neat stuff. Something that they claim is a tooth from the great old one, Ithaca. That kind of helps to point towards the direction of things that are under the influence of the power of Ithaca.
Well, something tells me I'm not going to get very much sleep tonight, or this morning. I guess I would try to coordinate some efforts and see if there's some places we can identify as, target locations to check out. Try the tooth, see if there's any residual, magic.
I'm sorry, Chad, I'm not following what you're saying there.
Well, going back to the couple different attacks and then the three names we got from the phone book that had corresponding addresses and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That was my first thought. But separate from that, though, he says to Eugene, there was something I meant to ask you, though. Originally, the incident in the gallery, when I was leaving, it looked like, or maybe sounded like you had said something, and then everything got quiet. What was that?
He takes off a glove, and he shows you his hand, and the tips of all of his fingers are blackened. And he said, I had to pay a price to banish the monstrosity. It only gets them to go away from you for a while. It does not kill them. It does not harm them really in any sort of way. But they must exit the area that you are in.
Will that heal?
It will not, unfortunately. It is frostbitten beyond repair.
He looks genuinely saddened by that.
This is the price you pay to use magic that is associated with such dark forces.
So that was actual magic? Kind of raises an eyebrow pretty skeptically.
He says, yes, Mr. Walter, actual magic.
How is such a thing learned in days like these? I mean, that's, I don't know. There's so many things I've seen recently. It's hard to deny, but, there are things like this don't usually happen in the real world, I guess.
He says to you, Mr. Walter, the magic that we use has been handed down in our village for many, many years. We have our village elder to trust us with the zub. And he holds up the tooth-looking thing again. The village elder also knows other magics, but knows that they are harmful to him. Harmful to others around even. So it is used very sparingly.
Yes, that sounds like that would be for the best. I mean, maybe he thinks to take inventory. I guess he says, "What weapons do we have?" I mean, this seemed limited. Seemed like it had limited effectiveness. And he kind of pulls the Derringer from his pocket again. He says, "I noticed Ivan had a shotgun. That's good. That seemed to work."
He says, the skin of the Windwalker is very thick and it can only be harmed with great force.
When it first bit me, the first thing I thought was fire. Does that have any effect on it?
That was the curse you were feeling coursing through your blood.
Well, that's something else too. But I mean, the children of the Windwalker, do they fear fire?
Fire is useful against them, but they do not have any specific weakness to it,
Okay.
as far as we know. Ivan turns to you and says,
This seems to be their biggest weakness.
and he holds up the sawed-off shotgun.
Nice. Well, I mean, I do have, some money that I've made throughout the years. I suppose we could invest a little bit in things that could aid us. I mean, what would be most useful? Unsheathes the little pencil from his planner.
What are you trying to ask these guys? Would it be useful for finding these?
Well, I mean, like, what resources do these guys need, pretty much? I mean, he mentioned being somewhat limited in what they have and can do. I mean, like, what would be helpful to these guys?
I see. There is nothing really earthly that can be helpful to us. The resources that we have are limited, but which I mean, our magics are limited. As you can see, and he holds up his hand again, he says, there's a great price to pay when we use it. And we can only use so much.
Well, maybe a better question then. How often do the children of Ithaca need to feed? And he looks kind of
He
afraid.
says, at first they do not have to feed very much. But the more that they feed, the more they turn into the monster. After being said monster for long enough, they will remain monster forever.
Well, what do you mean? I mean, can this curse be reversed?
The curse, we don't know if it can actually be reversed. We know that if you kill off a child of the Windwalker and they have infected someone else, the other person that was infected will be cured of their curse. Think of it like a line that goes down. You see at the top, and he draws a line on a piece of paper, and he says at the top here is the initial Windwalker. Then he bites two people, and he draws two lines out. These Windwalkers then bite two people. However, if you cut it off at the top here, and he puts a big X through the top, and he says the rest will fall as well.
Fall as in they'll die, or they'll no longer be afflicted by the curse?
The curse will be lifted from them.
Oh no.
Walter, they tell you all this information about the Windwalkers and everything, and eventually it's getting pretty late now. It's like almost 5 a.m. at this point. They say to you, well, Mr. Walter, we must rest up. We have a big day ahead of us tomorrow.
Yes, of course. Well, you know how to contact me. Is there a phone in this room? He says I could probably call a cab and get back to the South Philly area.
He says to you, yes, we can call you a cab. So he calls you a cab. After about, I don't know, maybe like 20 minutes, one pulls up, takes you back home. Do you do anything before you go to bed?
Yeah.
Or do you go to bed?
That would probably be my ultimate goal, but I'm gonna at least try to check in with Heather.
You call her at like 5 in the morning, like 5:30 in the morning.
Yep.
All right. Heather and Lenny. Lenny, you went home already. Heather, you're probably in bed right now. 5:30.
Yeah, but I'm probably like awake.
Not really sleeping
Yeah, I can't see
Yeah.
like falling asleep after
after
that.
what you saw. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Walter, you call up and you get Heather on the line. She sounds like she hasn't been sleeping.
Yeah, that would make sense. As much as I'm sure Walter would love a nap or a full night's sleep at this point, I'm sure he's pretty wired as well, but probably also exhausted.
I probably answer on the first ring, like hello.
He's like, Heather, it's Walter. Is everything all right on your end?
Yeah, I mean, I guess. What about you? Like,
Well, I'm back at my place and everything's seemingly good, but there's something that's kind of come up that I think you should know about, and it's pretty troubling. It's something that I probably shouldn't decide by myself, but probably also something not for a phone call. What you have to work today, right? It's a weekend, busy day.
but it's every other Saturday, and I think I
worked
worked
last Saturday.
last one, so I think I'm off.
You are.
Yeah. Okay.
That's good.
Yeah, I could meet up now. I mean, if you want to meet here, I could get a cab to your place. Like, I'm obviously not going to sleep. Anyway, it doesn't seem like it's in the cards for me tonight.
Well, either way, I mean, I do drive. I could just come to your place, maybe some coffee or something, and a sit down conversation.
Yeah, I could use the company.
All right. So Heather, you take a cab over to Walter's place.
I think he said he drives to my place.
Oh, Walter, you drive to her place.
Either way, I mean, he could pick her up. Not thinking if he's got a roommate or whatever. It might be better if she hangs out at my place, but
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll just get a cab to his place. It's fine.
Okay. So you get your cab to Walter's place. You get there, give a little rap on the door, and Walter answers the door, lets you in.
close behind you and stuff. There's like a little blanket behind the door to kind of keep the draft down a little bit.
Yeah.
Puts that back over the crack after you come in.
Are you all bandaged up too?
Yeah. He's probably in some new clothes at this point, but might not have like showered or whatever. Just kind of keep the bandages intact for a little bit longer or whatever.
I hug him carefully then.
Yeah, right. He kind of winces.
Are you okay?
Says, I'm pretty sore, pretty busted up. That's for certain. But he kind of gestures out towards the like dining room, kitchen area. He probably smells some coffee in the air. Says, is it too early, late for coffee?
No, I'm not gonna sleep anyway. I'll take a pot.
Take it all.
He kind of chuckles at that, thankfully, for appreciative of some levity. But yeah, he shuffles on out to the kitchen and pours 2 glasses, or cups, mugs, whatever. Cream, sugar, any of that? It's got a little sugar tin.
I'll just take it black today.
You notice he's doing the same, and he kind of slides a little silver and copper lidded sugar pail, I guess, back under the cupboard.
Some old lady shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. It's like it was his grandmom's. It's like super worn down and dented and shit. He sits down and he says, listen, the thing I wanted to tell you about, talking to the Russians, they explained a little more to me, and
Here we go.
yeah, he says it's hard to say this, but I think if they maybe do what they did to that thing that attacked us tonight to Millie, that all the other people that might have been cursed by her won't be cursed. Kind of raises a uncertain eyebrow, but he says, I think that's pretty much the gist of what they were saying. And I didn't want to mention anything to them about Millie, but I'm afraid that all this kind of stems from her.
How do we know that she's like? I mean, I know she's being different, but like I've never seen her look like that thing. I mean,
Well, he said something to the effect of the more that they eat, the stronger their urges kind of get. And that kind of reminded me a little bit of what you were saying at the bar the other night about how she's been eating lately. And
oh my god, it's like it's nonstop. It's like insatiable hunger.
they had a chart. He even took the time to draw it, and I do like with my hands, like the source, and then the two lines, and like how they spread to the next two,
and
he
so
shakes his
on,
head.
and so on.
Yeah, right. He tries to take a sip of his coffee, but it's too hot, so it's just that little just kind of puts it down.
So you're saying that we have to cut my Aunt Millie's heart out?
Well, obviously, I didn't ask them that because that would kind of play our hand, but they seem to have something which could kind of confirm these suspicions. Yeah. They had some kind of strange. They said it was a tooth from like the original, I guess, if that's how I understood it right. When they took it out, it pointed right to me because of the bite. He kind of gestures to his shoulder. He said that the magic was still kind of fresh in me, but I think if they point that thing at Millie, they would probably find the same kind of magic. I think because she had the statue first, and the blood breaking the original protection blessing.
Is there a way that we could borrow it from them without them knowing?
He looks very skeptical of that when you say that. He says it seemed like a precious heirloom. I doubt they would be willing to part with it, and they kind of keep it very well, encased. And
So we would have to tell them the story. We would have to tell them that Millie had the statue to get her tested for evil.
I don't know if it's that easy. I think she's already been tested for evil. Remember, she gave that lady a heart attack.
She gave what?
She gave that lady a heart attack.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then I killed her, right?
Well, yeah, maybe. We don't know that yet.
he doesn't say anything, but he's kind of nodding to you.
Okay.
It's like I didn't want to make that decision myself. Obviously, Millie is a nice person, and I love when we talk about books and she comes into the store and things like that. But I mean, everything we've seen recently and after tonight, he says, maybe I shouldn't even drink this thing. And he kind of pushes the coffee a little bit more towards you, away from him, kind of thing. He says, I don't know. I definitely need some sleep, but...
Is there any way you could think of where we could get them and their heirloom around her without saying that she... I mean, you don't think they'll kill her anyway? Like, if she's not evil, like, who are these guys? Like, are they gonna kill anyone that touched that statue?
Well, I mean, it seems like they've gone through considerable lengths. And I mentioned the business about the frostbite on Eugene's fingers and how committed he seems. But I guess the one thing we could try, I mean, I put a few points on the map that they had. 3 of the names from the list out the gallery corresponded with addresses in the phone book. So, I mean, I could maybe put Millie's address on there and not really mention all the business about the source of all this nightmare.
I think that's a great idea.
But he looks back to you. He's like, but if the thing that they have confirms that she is a part of this too. I mean, I think that would kind of put her on the list of their targets.
Oh my god.
It seems selfish and terrible all at the same time, but it might just be. I mean, is it the way to go to just tell them that we think she might be the source? I mean, hell, with the missing pieces of the puzzle that we could kind of share with them, they might be able to confirm. You know, just
this is too much. I don't. You're asking me if I want a couple of Russian guys to maybe cut my aunt's heart out. Like, I just watched a beast bite your shoulder off.
Don't forget the slash wounds, and he gestures to the other wound that nearly killed him.
Oh shit.
I mean, and honestly, despite how crazy all this stuff is that he's saying to you, physically and emotionally, probably psychologically, all that stuff, I mean, Walter would appear, exhausted and possibly delirious at this point. I mean, though he is in a moment of clarity, unfortunately,
right.
Like the things that he's saying and just how busted up he is. I mean, he, came real close to dying tonight.
Yeah.
And this is only a few hours later.
I was kind of thinking the same. Like, I'm going, like, back and forth. Like, oh, yeah, we should test her. And then, no, like, I don't. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to kill my aunt.
And Walter doesn't want to kill his friend, so that's why he's coming to you with this, because he's really not sure what to do either.
Fuck, man, this shit's heavy.
Oh, man, it's terrible.
Heavy stuff. But you guys probably need to get to bed at some point, right?
I mean, I know Walter's exhausted, despite the fact that we're having this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
He could probably just fall asleep in the chair right now, mid-sentence.
So, Heather, do you still stick around, or you,
No.
I think you got a lot to think about.
Yeah, no, I definitely go home.
Okay.
He says, well, let me give you a ride at least. You don't need to take a cab everywhere. And I damn sure don't want you walking out there.
I don't know if I'll ever walk again.
Yeah, right. He would definitely drink some of his coffee. He might actually take the cup with us.
All right.
Okay, I guess I'm, like, just confused. Like, I want to say, yeah, test her, but, like, I feel like, isn't that weird for a person to just be like, yeah, it's like cut my aunt's heart out? Like, it's hard to...
No, I mean, it makes sense. Like, that's your aunt, like, you've known her and you're fond of her and all that
You
stuff.
were close with her before she got all hungry.
Yeah.
That's why I came to you and not Lenny with this
But she's
one.
also been like, I believe in all this. I believe every single thing that's going on.
Well, you got a lot to think about there.
Unfortunately,
Heather.
Walter kind of believes all this too.
Mm-hmm. So, we're going to say that takes us into Saturday morning. Lenny,
Yes.
you're usually first one to wake up, but how about this? How about everyone, since it was a bad night and everything, everyone give me a Constitution roll. See who wakes up first.
It's 30.
70.
23, hard pass.
Hard pass. Walter, were you hard pass?
It's half of his constitution, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And so who has the higher of the two constitutions?
I got 60.
70.
Okay, so once again, Lenny, you wake up first.
It's fate.
Yeah, really. I slept next to my sawed off, I believe.
You only slept for about 5 hours.
Yeah. I mean, I tossed and turned for most of it.
So it's around 10 in the morning. Mm-hmm. Yeah, not an easy night's sleep. Thinking about what you had seen and kind of fighting with it, whether you believe what you saw or not.
I think, surprised that I fell asleep, I kind of sit up real quick and look out the window.
Okay. Look out the window. It's starting to snow a little bit.
Oh, fuck.
I ain't going to work today, you hear me?
It's Saturday.
Just some flurries that you're seeing right now.
Alright. Yeah, I got that sawed off in hand. In my boxers.
Got that thing on you.
Yeah, that thing. Make some coffee, pace around. Gotta pull some of my hair out. I don't know. You don't know what. I don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on. I don't know what that was. Shit was wild.
All right. So Lenny, you're just kind of being tense at your house.
Absolutely, yeah.
You get a call on the phone around 11 o'clock.
Oh man, I'm gonna let it go to the answering machine. I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna screen my phone call real quick.
Okay. All right, so you screen your phone call. You just hear on the phone after it starts recording,
I'm ready to pick it up.
you hear a voice go, Lenny, it's your boss.
I pick it up. Say hello.
Lenny, there you are. Listen, just a quick question for you. When was the last time you talked to Skinny Joey?
I guess it was the other day when he had me in his office there.
Yes, and I had you on the speakerphone.
Yeah.
That was also the last time I talked to him, too, but, sometimes he disappears. One time he went to Vegas for a week without telling anyone, so who knows?
I bet that was a good time, huh?
Yeah, but, just keep an eye out for him. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, I'll give you a shot.
Thank you, Lenny. And he hangs up with you.
Gotta keep that good rapport with the big guy.
All right. Next to wake up is going to be Walter.
How did I sleep last night with all the caffeine?
Oh, not good at all. Like, you were tossing, turning. Let's see how many hours of sleep you got. Only 2 solid hours of sleep.
I believe it. Probably
Yeah.
rolled over on his shoulder in an awkward way or some dumb shit.
You're in pain, you can't get comfortable. But the sun eventually, the sun kind of wakes you up, and then, you try closing the blinds, and it just starts to peek through at a right angle that you decide there's no way you're going to be getting any more sleep.
That's okay. There were some things I wanted to do today. Some things you can control and some things you can't. And Walter had a plan set in motion already, so he's going to follow through with it. Makes his way into Center City. There's a few things I want to pick up. I'm going to stop by, I don't know, are we allowed to say like specific names of places, or should I not name drop places that exist?
You don't have
in
to
real
name
life?
drop places. Just say what you're getting.
Well, there's that nice place on Chestnut Street where you can get all kinds of cheeses and meats and fun things like that.
Okay.
And I was going to go there and pick up a nice pork tenderloin, a couple maybe like a pound of those fancy olives with cheese stuffed in the middle, stuff like
Ooh,
that.
very nice.
And I was also thinking about grabbing a bottle of wine.
Okay. Grab a bottle of wine as well.
What?
And since I'm in the area, I'm going to stop by Joe Clock's, pick up one of the 2 copies of Copy of the Scroll that I translated.
Okay.
I'm not going to bring the super old books, but I'll bring her something else.
Okay.
And gather up everything I need for Millie's later.
Okay. That's going to be later on tonight. Do you do anything else with the rest of the day?
Hopefully get back to some sleep and maybe rest up a little bit.
All right, so you kind of worn out. Got to clean up, all that good stuff. Have lunch, whatever. But you're pretty worn out for most of the day. I'm going to say just kind of try to rest up best you can.
Yeah, I'd probably eat light, maybe just like some peanut butter toast and some that leftover coffee that's probably still in the pot from the morning.
Okay.
Mm.
All right.
Don't even heat it up. Just drops a few ice cubes in it. It's got one of them old school like aluminum.
Yeah, one of those guys with the lever on it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all thick and burnt.
All right, so Heather, around noon, you get a phone call. Hold on. Okay, you only sleep for about an hour when you finally do get to sleep there, Heather. But you get a call around noonish, and it's your Aunt Millie. And she says to you, Heather, I need some help getting ready for Walter coming over tonight. Do you think you can swing by my place and help me out a little bit? I gotta move the old carpet and get a new one in.
Gross.
Yeah, absolutely. I was gonna call you anyway and see how you're feeling.
Says, oh, I'm feeling okay. Thanks for asking. But when you going to swing by?
You said it's like noon
It's around
now.
noon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I just have to like shower and get dressed, call a cab, so I could be there by 2.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, Walter's going to be coming over, I think, around 7. So, well, that'll give us plenty of time to get things straightened out.
All right. Do you want me to grab you anything to eat?
Good thinking. That's good thinking.
She says, yeah, if you could grab me a cheesesteak on the way down, I mean, that'd be great.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
So I want to test her. I want to test her with food. I'm gonna buy 3 cheesesteaks.
Ooh.
By the way.
Okay.
You're just gonna feed her until she bursts.
That's fucking devious.
I just want to see if she could do it, like a cone head, just so I could get some fucking clues. Like if she could house 3 cheesesteaks before she eats Walter's pork tenderloin.
Ooh.
She's eating it all.
Oh yeah. All right, Walter's into it.
I couldn't resist. But it looks like you beat me to it. That was kind of the idea for the pork tenderloin. I was hoping to test her out a little bit too.
Yeah, how's that?
I see.
Bang.
So it's around 2 o'clock when you get to Millie's house. And she opens up the door and, you can look around. It's her usual, like country designed kind of thing going on there. Like even her light switches have little like birds and like farmhouses on them. Very beige.
Cottagecore.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
So she says to you, Heather, she says, well, we got the new carpet in. It's over here. And it's a big rolled up rug. And she says, and we just got to get the old one out. So we got to move a lot of furniture around. If you can help with that. So give me a strength roll.
Hey. Come on, baby. 97.
Oh, that's a crit fail. Okay, so
Yep.
you go to move a bookcase.
And give someone a heart attack, probably.
And it...
Problem solved. All right.
You go to move a bookcase. Millie's like, you want help with that? And you're like, nah, I got it. And the bookcase falls over and a lot of books all fall out and everything all over the place. Millie goes, oh my goodness. Oh my God. Heather, are you okay? You weren't harmed or anything.
Okay. Yeah, I'm okay. Oh my God, I'm such a klutz. Oh.
She goes, oh, well, here. And she helps you put the bookshelf back upright again. And she goes, well, I guess while you're doing that, let me just go check on something in the kitchen real quick. She goes in the kitchen.
Oh, no.
And you start putting the things. Oh, yeah, you give her the cheesesteak. She ate one right away. As soon as he got there, when you gave her the cheesesteak. We're going to say she ate one right away. Gobbled it down. Real quick. But only one.
Alright, we'll see.
So you knock over the bookshelf and all the books lay everywhere. She asks you to help, kind of put them back up on the shelf, and she's going to go to the kitchen for a second, check on something.
Mm-hmm.
I just start putting your stuff away. Give me a spot hidden roll.
This one gets me every fucking time. I've never passed a spot hidden, by the way.
Really?
Ever, so far. Nope. Is this my chance? This is my chance, guys!
Pass your spot hidden roll. Make sure you check that box.
Ah, I passed it!
Nice.
Oh yeah.
All right, so check that box next to spot hidden.
Mm-hmm.
And what you find is a journal that's kind of splayed open. And it looks like it might be Millie's personal journal. You recognize her handwriting. Do you want to read through it?
Yes!
Okay, so you read through it a little bit. And this journal seems to document every single interaction she's had with Walter.
Okay.
It dates back about 3 years.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And as you're going through it, you realize that Millie seems to have had some sort of obsession with Walter for some time now.
Oh,
Oh man.
She's always,
Best friend.
as you're going through it, it says things like, "Oh, how I wish he would run his fingers down my spine like he does the
Whoa, whoa,
spine
whoa,
of the
whoa.
books."
Whoa.
Oh shit!
I can't play this game anymore.
Sounds like an unhealthy obsession, wouldn't you say, Heather?
I would go for it, dude.
Oh my god.
It
Go
does.
for it. Go for
I
it.
would
It
go
seems
for
like an unhealthy obsession, maybe,
Okay.
but
Okay.
it does. It keeps saying in there that like that he's the only one who gets her and that kind of thing.
And she's so hungry.
So she comes back out of the kitchen. As she's coming out, what do you do with this journal?
Oh, I just like put it, I don't know, under books that are on the floor still. Like
Okay.
I hadn't gotten to it.
Kind of hide it real quick. We're gonna say that you're moving shit around so much that she doesn't notice, and just kind of start putting books back up on the shelf. She helps you with that. Eventually, she comes across the journal though and goes, "Oh, how did this get over here?" And she goes and puts it in a drawer. You help her move some furniture around, get the old blood-stained carpet out to the trash, put the new one down, and rearrange the furniture around it. Millie says, "Thanks for all your help, Heather. It's taken about, we're going to say it took about an hour to do 2 hours to do all that,
Okay.
right? Between you and Millie. So it's about 4 o'clock. She says to you, "Well, Heather, I got to shower up for my date tonight. Wish me luck."
Oh, well, I was wondering, do you want me to, like, help you put on makeup, pick out an outfit? Because I want to check her out and see if she has any scratches. Stuff.
Oh.
Let's see if she wants me to, like, let me brush her hair for you, see if you got any head wounds.
Okay. So, Heather, you go to brush Millie's hair for her. And, pick out a dress, help her with a little bit of makeup. She insists that you do all of this downstairs. She doesn't want you to go up to her bedroom for some reason.
Oh my god, there's
Oh,
pictures
man.
of Walter all over it.
It seems. She just says, we can all do this all downstairs. There's the mirror in the living room.
Millie got bodies.
Just
So you're putting on the makeup on her, you dress, and you start to brush her hair. As you brush her hair, you brush her bangs that kind of cover her face a little bit. You brush them away, and you notice a small circular scar on her forehead. Give me an education roll.
come on, dice, don't be a dick. 81.
Do you want to push the roll?
Yes.
Okay. How are you pushing it? Like, what are you doing are you taking a closer look at it, or?
I guess I'm taking like a closer look, but also, does it look similar to me to the scar I saw at the museum?
There you go. You don't have to roll for it.
Uh,
It looks exactly
I
the
don't-
same as the scar you saw on the creature at the art gallery.
I didn't even recognize Millie. She was so dressed up. She was so pretty.
Pretty princess.
With the sticks in her hair, yeah. Are those horns? I couldn't tell.
They're both.
They're both.
I'm 100% convinced that.
Okay.
She's
feel
a snow
like-
princess.
So
I mean,
she says to you, Heather, she says, "Thanks for all your help. Walter's going to be by any time soon."
oh yeah, what time are you guys meeting? I forget what you said.
Oh, he's going to be by around 7. After you got her all hooked up and everything with makeup, we're going to say it's 5 o'clock now.
Okay, good luck.
She says, "Thanks, Heather, and thanks for all your help. Really, I mean it."
Of course, I love you, Millie.
She says, "Do you have any more of those cheesesteaks?"
Mm-hmm.
I saw you had more than
She couldn't help it.
one.
No.
I mean,
Yeah, you can. I brought 3.
she says, well, just in case my cooking goes wrong, then I have 2 cheesesteaks for me and Walter.
That's exactly why I bought it.
She's good.
Definitely.
Nice recovery.
definitely why I bought it.
Okay, so she takes the remaining 2 cheesesteaks from you and says goodbye. And do you take a cab home?
Yeah, I guess.
All right, or do you take a cab somewhere else?
I mean, I can't. Like, I don't know if Walter is home. I kind of want to. I don't know.
It's a trap.
Yeah, I guess I just take a cab home.
All right, you take a cab home. And when you get home, do you do anything else?
I call Walter. I'm just gonna tell
Alright.
him. I don't want to sacrifice him. I mean, that's kind of Heather's MO, is like, oh, let's see if this is a terrible person, but that's a little much.
Right. Right, so Walter, your phone rings?
Pick it up. Hello.
Hey, Walter, it's Heather.
Hey, how's it going? Sleep out of his eyes.
Not great. I'm just gonna say it. I just saw Millie, and I was getting her ready for your date, and I was brushing her hair, and she had this scar on her forehead, and I don't know, maybe I'm losing it, but it looked exactly like a scar that the monster beast thing had at the museum. Like, identical. Like, I couldn't get it out of my head.
You mean like when we were first attacked at the gallery?
Yes.
Oh, shit. He lets out a long sigh.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little more to it. I found a journal that has your name written in it of Millie's. She's liked you for a really long time, but a lot. Like a lot.
He's a little magooish. He's like, well, I mean, yeah, we've talked a lot over the years. I mean, I'm in her journal.
Yeah, it's my aunt, so I kind of don't even want to repeat. She just
So like,
really
not a good way. He kind of sounds disappointed.
It's PG-13.
It's very
Oh.
PG-13, but it's a lot of mentioning him. It's a lot of like Heather, like not
caressing.
Heather, it says like Millie Hart Walter, like that kind of
Oh my
crap,
God.
like, scribbled in there.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
And he finally gets
Walter
it.
and Millie forever.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, like that. I see. Oh boy.
I don't know. I just wanted to let you know, like, I don't know if you're going there to get a feel for what's happening, but I just couldn't let you go into that blind.
Jeez, I'd hoped to just kind of see things through and get some perspective on things, but I mean, I don't know. It just, the more we think about it, and now especially with what you're telling me, I just, I'm not sure I can even go through with it.
Well, Walter, it's now approaching 6 o'clock, so you might want to, if you're going to go to Millie's, now's the time to do it.
Says, well, thanks, Heather. I appreciate you calling me.
No problem. If you could, like, I think she feels weird, but if you could just call me, let me know how it goes.
Yeah, I guess that's all I can do. Sure thing, Heather. And he kind of sounds a little distracted, but he says he'll definitely keep you in the loop. And he hangs up the phone.
All right. So, Walter, do you head over to Millie's?
Give her that pork.
He makes a phone call.
Who are you calling?
I'm trying to get in touch with Eugene.
Okay, so you call, and Anastasia answers the phone. You hear a female's voice. You assume it's Anastasia. She says, hello, who am I speaking with?
I say, hello again, this is Walter. Is Eugene there?
She says, yes, let me get him. And about a minute later, you hear on the phone Eugene go, yes, This is Eugene.
Hey, Eugene, it's Walter. How are you?
Doing better now, Mr. Walter, that we have better understanding of where the children of the Windwalkers are going to show up.
Yeah, about that. You know, you were right before when you were following me or watching me. I think the same might be needed tonight. I think I know where maybe the source is coming from.
And that's where we're going to end our episode, right there. So that's where we're ending the episode. Nice. But once again, just wanted to tell people about our Patreon. Head over there. We got some cool stuff, cool pins that are exclusive to our Patreon supporters.
Super cool.
Guys, it was fun playing. And remember, until next time, sanity is overrated. Hey, this is George. Just a quick reminder to like, follow, and review us if you like what you're hearing. You can email us at contact@thatcthulhujohn.com with any comments. And you can follow us on Instagram at thatcthulhujohn.